The court has been asked to authorize a guardian for Mr. Lindeman in this file today. May I have the names of our participants, please, beginning with our petitioners.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kristen Biardi, appearing on behalf of the petitioner, Lenawee Community Mental Health Authority. And I believe Lacey Young is also here, the named petitioner, the caseworker.
Yes, I am.
Ms. Young? Okay. Would you state and spell your name for the record, please?
Lacey Young, LACEYJUNG.
Thank you. All right, who's coming to us from the Galaxy S20 Plus 5G? If you could give us your name, please.
Dawn Schaefer, potential guardian.
How do you spell your last name?
SCHAFFER.
Thank you. Who's coming to us from PW2122, etc.?
Dan Lindeman, his brother, and Kimber Lindeman, his sister-in-law.
I'm sorry, so we have Dan Lindeman and
Yep.
Kimber Lindeman.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right, and what about Mr. Dale Lindeman? Do we have him with us today?
He said there shall be bistro.
Okay, perfect. All right, and so let's confirm that. Who's coming to us from Shelby Bristow Nastily?
Yes, hi. I am the administrator and the interim home manager at the AFC home that Mr. Lindeman resides at.
And which home is that one?
Linden Ave, AFC.
Linden Ave as an avenue?
Yes. Through Community Living Support Services.
All right. And in the courtroom?
Michael McFarland, I represent Dale, who was with the last individual, Shelby Bistro.
And of course, we have
Bristow, sorry.
And Evelyn Flores, the behavioral psychologist who conducted Dale's testing.
Thank you so much, which I do have that report as required of the filing, so I have reviewed that as well, and I look forward to any testimony you might have to present today, Ms. Biardi.
Yes, in keeping with the court's preference, I'd like to ask Dr. Flores to testify first, please.
All right, Ms. Flores, come on up to our witness stand.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Good morning, Ms. Flores.
Morning.
Could you please state your full name for the record?
Full name is Evelyn Flores.
And you are a psychologist, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had an opportunity to examine Mr. Lindeman in this matter?
I did.
And you submitted, and that exam occurred in July of this year, correct?
Yes, it was July 18th.
And you submitted a report to accompany this petition for a guardian that contained a summary of your findings and recommendations, correct?
Yes, I did.
And your finding as to Mr. Lindeman was that he has a mild intellectual disability, correct?
Yes, that is his current diagnosis, and it was consistent with my findings.
And you made some specific findings that he struggles to complete his activities of daily life, including making legal, financial, and medical decisions on his own, which could lead to him being taken advantage of if someone is not watching out for him, correct?
Yes, I found those. I received those findings through the Vineland 3 adaptive behavior scales, which I gave to Shelby Bristow Nastily, who came with him to the testing. She is his she's the home manager, she spends the most time with him, travels with him to most of his appointments. And she was the one that completed that form, and gave me that information, and that is consistent with the information that I was given, yes.
And then you also administered some testing to Mr. Lindemann to the best of your ability, correct?
I did, I administered the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale 4th edition.
And you found in your report that he's currently residing in a specialized residential placement, correct?
Yes,
And you said that he had seen success with that, and that was, in your opinion, a good spot for him right now.
very much so. He has seen a lot of behavioral improvement at the home that he lives at right now.
Is there anything else that you would like to add to your report, or that you think is important for the court in considering this petition?
I don't believe so. I believe that the report carries all the information that is needed to determine whether or not he needs a guardian. I think his functioning on the Vineland demonstrates his accurately from the reports that I've received from both home staff and family. His his current level of functioning on a daily basis. And I think that the home he currently lives at now is a very good spot for him, as like I said, over the past few months that he's lived there, we've seen a lot of success. They've done a very good job with his positive incentive plan that has been put in place, and he seems to be thriving there in a very good way. So I think that it would be great for him to stay there.
And you think that appointing Ms. Schaefer as the guardian would be in the best interest of Dale to continue his hopeful progress in living in this placement?
I believe so. I know that they are pursuing a guardian that is non-familial. I think that Dawn is a great guardian. I know that I worked with her before, and she is very cooperative with case managers, and she's been cooperative with me before, easy to get a hold of. She's very easy to work with. I think that she will be supportive for Dale.
Thank you, Ms. Flores. I don't have any further questions for this witness at this.
Thank you. Mr. McFarland, is there any question in your mind as to the qualifications of this witness and the expert capacity of psychology?
I was going to stipulate to her qualifications as a psychologist. I do not believe she's a doctor. I was going to ask her if she is or is not.
Okay, go ahead.
I know you're introduced as a doctor, Ms. Flores. Are you a doctor?
I am not. I have my master's in psychology. I do not have a PhD.
You've testified in this court many times and been qualified as a psychologist, correct?
Exactly.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. I will also recognize that Ms. Flores has testified successfully in many other cases, and I'd be happy to look at her testimony and her expert capacity as well. Go ahead.
Ms. Flores, when I spoke to Dale and put to him in very simple terminology what is being asked today, he appeared to be able to communicate. Do you think that that is accurate?
I think that's accurate. Yes, he's very sociable.
Now, if we were to gauge his intellectual level as far as an apparent age or apparent grade level, what would that be?
His IQ was 48 overall. I would say elementary school age about. He's a very sociable person. His communication is good. It was mentioned throughout testing. Some of the tests I could not administer because he admitted that he could not read. He suffers with some difficulties when it comes to that. But like I said, he can communicate very well. He's a very sociable person. He can, communicate needs and wants when he has them. But academically, mental age is probably elementary school, whereas, opposed to his chronological age, which is much older.
Do you see him improving significantly with the passage of time mentally?
I do not. I think his daily skills could improve. As has been demonstrated by how the home works with him. He's very receptive to behavior treatment plans. He can learn new behaviors and adapt, but mentally, I don't believe so. I do believe that his intellectual disability will persist.
Now Dale, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Dale has expressed to me that he would like to spend time with family for holidays and overnights here and there. Do you think that that would benefit him to do so?
Holidays and, occasional visits, I think would be good. I know he's close to his family. They spent many, many years being his guardians and spending time with him. If family agrees to take that on and to, house him for short visits, I'm not in opposition to that. I know he's close to them.
Would that be in his best interest?
I think it would be.
Okay, I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you for your testimony. May you return to your seat. You're welcome to remain with us, or you may be released from the meeting.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Biardi, any other witnesses today?
We'd like to call Miss Young, please.
Right, Ms. Lacey Young, Deputy Ames. Before we get started on this, Ms. Biardi, are we going to be hearing about much of the same information that's already been presented, or what can I look forward to with regard to Ms. Young's observations?
Well, I was just going to make some perfunctory observations since she is the petitioner, but if the court would prefer to move on, that is just fine.
All right, well, I understand quite clearly from Ms. Flores' testimony, the circumstances that Mr. Lindeman finds himself in. So unless there's anything distinctly different in your witness testimony, I don't think we need to hear from her.
Very good, Your Honor. Then we will pass on calling Miss Young, and the only other witness that I was planning to call was Miss Schaefer briefly, just as the potential guardian, unless the court would like to pass on that.
We would stipulate, I am familiar with her. She's been vetted by this court previously, and my client is agreeable, Your Honor, to the guardianship and to Ms. Schaefer serving, if that helps.
Very good, then. That no further witnesses from the petitioner, and we'll rest.
Thank you. All right, Mr. McFarland, I am curious about the request for a non-family guardian under the circumstances. So if you could highlight that and any comments or any of this testimony that you have, I would appreciate it.
Well, perhaps then Kim, or how about Dan Lindeman, Your Honor?
All right, Deputy Ames, Mr. Dan.
Hello.
Hi, Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Raise your right hand, please, sir.
Okay.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Sir, how would you like me to address you?
Daniel Lindeman's name, or Dan, don't matter.
Okay. Dan, I've heard testimony that you have been your brother's guardian for some time, correct?
Yeah, 16 years.
Okay. And it sounds as though you're agreeable to having Ms. Schaefer take over for you. Is that correct?
Yes, all I want is the best for him.
And can you tell us why you wish to step down?
Well, I don't want to, he got where he hung one of the cats. He cut up one of my rooster's legs off, and he just was, for years, him and I got along, we done good. He's been here, but he's gotten where he didn't want to listen, and it was the best for him. I thought if we if he got somewhere different. 16 years he's been with us since my mom died. My mom and dad adopted him. So I just thought it was best for him because things were just kind of getting out of hand.
And he was residing with you, correct?
Yes, at 12375 US 223 Onstead.
Now that he's not living with you, he's living in a home. Do you still wish not to be his guardian?
No, I don't want to be his guardian. I just don't want to mess with that. I want somebody to take care of him because it's best for him.
Would it be accurate?
Go ahead,
Would it
I'm
be
sorry.
accurate to, would it be accurate to say that you just want to be his brother and not his overseer? Would that be accurate?
Yeah, it's accurate, yes.
Nothing further from this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any questions, Ms. Biardi?
What's me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for your testimony, Mr. Lindeman. All right,
Your Honor,
Mr.
I would like to call Dale Lindeman.
Deputy.
Dale, could you raise your right hand, please, so I can swear you in? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Dale. This is Mr. McFarland. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm going to ask you some of the same questions that I've already talked to you about, okay?
Okay.
Are you okay with somebody helping make decisions about where you live, getting you to the doctor and things like that? Are you okay with that?
Yes.
And they're asking that Ms. Schaefer, that's the lady with the blonde hair who we talked about, she wants to be able to help you. Are you okay with her doing that?
Yes.
Is there anybody other than her that you would
No,
like to
not
help
her.
you?
No.
You want her?
Yes.
You told me that you would like to continue to spend some time with the family. Is that true?
Yes.
Any other concerns that you have, Dale?
No.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any questions, Ms. Biardi?
No, Your Honor.
Very good. Anything else, Mr. McFarland?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, well, the court finds that all interested parties were given notice for purposes of today's hearing. I have listened carefully to the testimony of Ms. Flores as well as the testimony of our witnesses, and I do find that it is appropriate to grant the request for guardianship in this case. It's clear Dale, as a result of his developmental disabilities, has a very limited ability to take care of his activities of daily living. In fact, he is limited to the extent that he needs to continue to enjoy a residential placement, both as a result of some of his behavioral issues, but also because he simply is unable to accomplish many of the tasks that someone who would not need a guardian is capable of doing. And that testimony was highlighted by Ms. Flores. There was also facts contained in the petition to support that. Ms. Flores' testimony and report further support that this is a gentleman who needs a complete guardianship or a full guardianship. I have also listened to his preference for Ms. Schaefer and am familiar with her as a guardian, and I will order that the petition is granted. Ms. Dawn Marie Schaefer is appointed the plenary guardian. This would relieve the family of that initial obligation, as well as still allow them to visit with him as may be necessary or appropriate or good for him or the family. The continued placement in the AFC home, which is necessary, appropriate, and is serving his best interests, will continue to be authorized as well in the order. Thank you all for coming. It was lovely to meet you. And unless there's any questions, that's all for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.